and how's it going, everyone? It is Skullzi here with the latest Bethesda news, rumors, and speculation, and I have something very interesting to talk about in today's video. However, today's video will require a rather unhealthy dose of that speculation salt, so if you haven't built up a tolerance to speculation salt, you definitely will by the time this video is over. However, this situation is very interesting because although it is considered definite speculation, some almost like some kind of tinfoil hat stuff, but still it is very interesting and nonetheless is something a lot of the community members in the Starfield community and my channel, particularly over on Discord and stuff, are talking about. So this is something I wanted to bring to your attention today, something I wanted to give you my take on, and something I wanted to break down completely so that way I can try to separate as much real information from this as possible. However, even though it is still entirely speculation, the speculation in itself is very, very interesting because there are some very obvious things that stand out in this. But let's not waste any more time talking this up and get to today's information now. First off, I want to talk to you real quick about Quicksilt, which is someone a lot of people in the Bethesda community, or at least people who follow the Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield as much as I do, may have already heard about. Now, Quicksilt is a company that helps game developers with textures, or more specifically, Quicksilt, who was previously known as Megascan Studio, is a tool and a company who mix scans together to quickly create ultra-realistic tileable surfaces. They create advanced custom material blends non-destructively, which is good. It's always cool when the company you hire to do things doesn't destroy the thing that you want them to do, and this is a stupid joke.
Yeah, that's a little joke.
But they generate large surfaces up to 100 by 100 meters with impeccable tiling from smaller 1 by 1 meter samples. Now, I'm a very amateur game developer, but from what I understand about this is they can take small texture samples and actually make large texture maps from these samples that are supposed to be ultra realistic. And the interesting thing here, it has been proven that Quicksilt actually at least worked on or made the Elder Scrolls 6 trailer, because Quicksilt actually showed the exact Elder Scrolls trailer in one of their asset video reels for projects they've worked on before. So that's very interesting because Bethesda Game Studios hasn't actually ever came out publicly and said Quicksilt did the trailer, or at least made the landscape we saw in the trailer. But this does connect Quicksilt directly to Bethesda Game Studios, and what they do seems like something that would be perfect for Bethesda Game Studios, because BGS actually utilizes exterior engine modules to accomplish goals or stuff that their game engine needs to have done. And what I mean by that is, yes, the creation engine is a thing and it does a lot of stuff, but Bethesda Game Studios will use other exterior modules that do a very specific thing for a game engine and do it well. Like, for instance, lighting or big texture maps like this. In some instances, there's physics modules and stuff. Bethesda Game Studios utilizes all these types of things to pair with the creation engine, and they usually look for stuff that works best with the creation engine. And I can see Quicksilt as being something that they would use because Bethesda Game Studios is actually using Forge technology and other technology for better lighting purposes for large-scale maps and game environments. So all of this just makes perfect sense. But this is kind of where the confirmed information ends, or at least the actual things that we can confirm by looking up stuff online and just in general. Because yes, Quicksilt is linked to Bethesda Game Studios and is doing stuff for BGS, but now you need that speculation salt, because in a recent Unreal Engine stream, they had a segment where they're creating textures with Quicksilt using their 2021 technology, and a lot of the people in the Bethesda and the Starfield community, I guess, watched this or noticed this, and you can see there were some very interesting things in this Unreal Quicksilt live stream, and here it is. Here are some screenshots taken by some users over on Twitter, and this is actually kind of hype and very interesting, even though it does require a lot of the speculation salt. And some of you may already be picking up on what I'm about to be laying down here, because this image, this texture, which is actually just being created in the live stream, it has nothing to do with any game. It's just a random asset they're creating during the live stream to show off Unreal and Quicksilt's assets. The interesting thing is, look at this. This is the asset. This is the spaceman they were making in that Quicksilt live stream. But now here are these leaked Starfield images from the Starfield build of early 2018. And even though it's obvious these are two different spacemen, it looks very similar. It definitely low-key looks similar. And however, before I get all crazy speculation mode, there's no connection between this guy and this spaceman. No, there's no connection between live stream spaceman and Starfield leak man. There's no connection other than it's likely that Bethesda Game Studios utilized Quicksilt in the development process of Starfield, because if they're using Quicksilt on Tez 6, which is a project that's not supposed to come out for a long time now, why wouldn't they use Quicksilt for Starfield? It would just make no sense for them to not be working on both projects in terms of their texture assistance and expertise. But the interesting thing is, there are some big similarities here, and I want you to pay particular attention to the jetpack, or this device, this oxygen thing, whatever this is, on on the person in the leaked Starfield images. Look at it! Look at it! Get to know its design and stuff. You can see it looks like a jetpack, but at the same time it looks very modern, very clean, and just very futuristic. But look at this! This is from the Unreal Quicksilt livestream, and yes, it's different, but it is oddly similar, isn't it? I mean, it's just strange that this person in the Quicksilt livestream would look anything like the Starfield leak. I mean, yes, it could just be standard generic spaceman that they're creating in a Quicksilt texture asset, and that's very likely what the case is here, and we could be reading a little bit too deep into this, and that's why I said this requires some of that speculation salt. But in my opinion, I mean, there are some strange similarities here. It's like they used the overall base texture asset from the Starfield character and just altered it enough in order to use it for this Unreal Quicksilt livestream. Yeah, that requires an almost unhealthy dose of that speculation salt to be true, but I mean, it's possible just based upon the similarities between this character and this character. Now, I know the Starfield community is known for speculating really hard about things, and I speculate too, but I try to, like, stick to more confirmable stuff, or at least speculation that can be linked to confirmable stuff, but this is potentially some of the most speculative stuff I've been talking about, and definitely requires, like, multiple tinfoil hats on your head. This requires a ton of speculation, but it is still interesting enough for me to talk about, or at least enough members in the community have been sending this my way that I feel like I should bring it up in today's video. Now, as to what my actual take on this is, the realist in me says this isn't connected to Starfield at all, but there is a percentage, there is something in me that says this was a Starfield asset that they just changed and altered enough to be a completely different asset to use in this Unreal Quicksilt stream. I mean, it would make sense for you to not create an entirely different asset, an entire different character just to use for a quick live stream. It's likely that they used a very base model of the Starfield character in Quicksilt and just saved it as like a kind of a prefab, if you will, something you can use and just build upon, which is what they could have done in this live stream. But man, I feel like I'm speculating so hard here that I'm about to just end up in a scuba den somewhere, and it's not going to be a good time. But this is basically everything I wanted to talk about in today's video. No huge discovery or news, but this is still very interesting in my opinion. Nonetheless, we should be hopefully hearing some more confirmed information about Starfield soon. We are less than a month away from E3, and a lot of insiders have been saying that Starfield will definitely be at E3. So if that's the case, we might get a teaser anytime now. So hopefully we can finally have more to talk about than just strange Quicksilt streams and just random 4chan leaks. But either way, that's going to finish up everything I want to talk about in today's video. As always, if you enjoy the content, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn notifications on. And huge thank you and much appreciation to the following amazing people for going above and beyond to support the channel and bring you content like this. If you want to get a permanent future video shout out on every single one of my videos from this point forward, you can support the channel over on Ko-fi, Patreon, or here on YouTube as an exclusive channel member. Links for all this and more are down in the description below, and as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when it turns out that Quicksilt character is actually Todd Howard just trolling us in a spacesuit. Wouldn't that just be hilarious, I guess, or sad?
It just works.